Hi everyone, I'm glad to see you all here today. So my name is Alina and today I have another portion of some important information that will help you to prepare for your English state exam, for your ZNO exam. So today we're going to talk about present tenses. We'll also look at some other tips on how to do some listening tasks, and surely we will have some practice. So let's start. Okay, but before that, let me remind you about the chats for the participants of the webinars. So feel free to join, follow also the Instagram page. So let's go. Let's talk about the present tenses, yeah? And let's talk about us. So we have webinars every Thursday. That is a fact about us. So what do you think? What tense is that? Please put your answers to the chat. We have webinars every Thursday. I'm waiting for your answers in the chat. What tense is that? That is surely a present tense, but what do we call it? Okay, waiting for some answers. We have webinars every Thursday. Present simple. That's right. Why is it present simple? Because we have every Thursday. So the action repeats like every Thursday. It's a kind of routine for me and for you, yeah? Okay, but what are we doing now? We are having another webinar now, yes? And what tense is this? Okay, we are having a webinar now. What tense is this? Present continuous, that's right. Why is it present continuous? Because we have now. Something is happening right now, at this very moment. Okay, I have another question to you. How many webinars have we already had with you? How many webinars? We have already had 2 webinars. We have already had 2 webinars. What tense is that? Yes, today is the 3rd webinar, so we have already had 2 webinars. What tense is that? That's right, that's present perfect. Why is it present perfect? Because we have the result. We have already had 2 webinars. We have 2 webinars, yeah? So that is the result. Okay, and the last question. For how long have we been having webinars with you? We have been having webinars for 3 weeks already, yes? What tense is that? We have been having webinars for 3 weeks. What tense is that? The last sentence? That's right, that's present perfect continuous. Why is it present perfect continuous? Because we have the duration, some period for 3 weeks, yes? Something started in the past and it still continues up to now, yeah? So we started 3 weeks ago, but we still have webinars now, so it is present perfect continuous. So let's look at each tense very precisely. Let's look at the simplest one, present simple. We use present simple to talk about things that happen repeatedly, like routines or habits. For example, I always drink coffee for breakfast. Yeah, a routine. We also use present simple to talk about things that are usual, that are always true, like general truths. For example, it might be some rules of nature, or it might be some facts that are always true, or it might be like some events that always happen. For example, yeah, does water boil at 100 degrees Celsius? Yeah, so that is something true, and we call it general truth. And the last one, we use present simple with verbs that express emotions like hate, like, love, activities of the mind, believe, know, remember, think, understand, what, or senses like feel, hear, see. For example, it can't be true. I don't believe you. We have believe here, the activity of the mind. But we may also use present simple to talk about schedules and timetables. For example, even with present and future meaning. For example, yeah, the train leaves in 15 minutes. Hurry up. Or the lesson starts at 4 p.m. tomorrow. Yeah, we have some future meaning, but nevertheless we need to use present simple because we are talking about schedules and timetables. And we may also use present simple to tell jokes, for example, or the story of a film, book, play. For example, in this book, the hero saves the princess and marries her. Like that is a story of some book, yeah? And we may also see present simple in newspaper headlines. For example, exit poll shows incredible results of the elections. So though we are talking about some past events, we use present simple because it is a newspaper headline. Okay, so please look through all this usage again of present simple, and we will practice a little bit. Okay, hope you are ready. So let's go. So look at these sentences and think of a rule that can prove that that is present simple, and like why do we use present simple in these sentences. Okay, I'm waiting for your answers to the chat. For example, let's look at the first sentence. It rains a lot in England. So that is present simple, but why? Why do we use present simple in this sentence? Okay, waiting for your answers. What is the rule? It rains a lot in England. We use present simple in this sentence because it is a general truth. That's right, it's a kind of a fact. Let's look at sentence number 2. The bus leaves every 15 minutes. Okay, why do we use present simple in this sentence? The bus leaves every 15 minutes. Why do we have present simple in this sentence? That's right, because we are talking about some schedules and timetables. Let's go next. Sentence number 3. Anna catches a bus to school every day. Okay, we use present simple in this sentence, but why? Okay. Anna catches a bus to school every day. That's right. It's a routine, yeah, because it happens every day. Let's look at sentence number 4. We want a new car. Okay, so that is present simple again, but why? We want a new car. We want a new car. Okay, so we use present simple because want is an activity of the mind. Let's go next. Number 5. Germany's band wins the Eurovision Song Contest. We may even talk about the past, but nevertheless we're using present simple because it is a headline. We usually use present simple in headlines. And the last one. The main character is very brave and she rescues her father. Okay, we have a picture of the main character and she's very brave and she rescues her father. Why do we need to use present simple in this example? Your answers to the chat, please. That's right, that is the story of a book. Well done, guys. So let's look how we form present simple. Okay, as you may see from this chart, to form an affirmative sentence, стверджувальне речення, with I, you, we, they, we just need the root form of the verb, початкову форму дієслова. Okay, for example, you walk, I go, etc. Yeah? While to form an affirmative sentence for he, she, it, we need to add the ending s to the verb, like she goes, he walks, it runs. To form a negative sentence, we need to use some auxiliary verbs, допоміжні дієслова, like don't for I, you, we, they. For example, I don't go, they don't play, or doesn't for he, she, it. For example, she doesn't work. Be attentive here. You see that if I have an auxiliary verb, we don't add the ending s to the verb. We say she doesn't play. Okay, to form a general question, we also need to use auxiliary verbs, do and does. And to form a specific question, we just need to use a question word and then repeat the structure of a general question. So let's look at some examples. My mom likes ice cream. My mom doesn't like ice cream. Does my mom like ice cream? That is a general question, yeah, and a specific one. What ice cream does my mom like? You may see that if we have auxiliary verb doesn't or does, we don't add the ending s to the verb. Be careful here. Okay, and also according to this table, you can see that the verb to be is irregular and it follows another formation. So you just need to memorize it, запам'ятати. We need to memorize that we transform it into am, is, are. Yes, I am, you, we, they are, he, she, it, is. To form negative sentences and questions, we don't need any auxiliary verbs, we just transform the verb to be. Let's look at some examples. I am a student. I'm not at home now. Am I at the right place? Where am I? You see? So we don't need any auxiliary, we just use the verb to be. Okay, great. But while adding the ending as to the verbs, you need to be careful with the spelling. So let's look at these rules. In verbs ending in consonant plus y, change y to ie. For example, I study, but she studies. So you may see that we need to change y into I and e. And we have she studies. Okay, in verbs ending in ch, tch, double s, sh, x, add es, not just s, but two letters, es. For example, you fix, but he fixes. And also we may see that there are some irregular verbs, like have, has, do, does, go, goes. So let's look at these verbs that we have here, and let's try to add the ending as for the third person singular. So I am waiting for your answers to the chat. For example, number 1, I cry, but she, and how would we write it? That's right, cries. We need to change y into ie, and we will have cries. I wash, she, what do we need to add here? She, waiting for your answers. She washes, that's right, we need to add two letters, es. Okay, we enjoy, but he enjoys. How do we need to write enjoys? How do we write enjoys? What do we need to add? Enjoys. I see different answers. Enjoys. We don't change anything, yeah? We change y only. There is a consonant before y. But here in this example we have a vowel о. Ми змінюємо y тільки якщо перед ним йде приголосна, а в даному випадку в нас йде голосна. Окей, go, goes. Try, the same as cry, the same as try, tries. Watch, watches. Do, okay, we have do. Does, that's right, and pass, double S. If we have double S, we need to add ES. Well done. So please be careful with these rules, try to remember them, and be careful while writing on your exam. Okay, let's go next to present continuous, yes? We use present continuous to talk about things that are happening now, at the time of speaking, or around the time when we speak. Let me give you examples. She is running a marathon now, at the moment of speaking, so right now. Or they are studying French this term, around the moment of speaking, not necessarily right now, but around the moment of speaking. We can also use present continuous to express current changes. For example, the number of people studying English is growing rapidly. Yeah, so that's we use them to describe, we use present continuous to describe current changes. Okay, time markers that we can use with present continuous. At the moment, right now, now, today, this morning, afternoon, this year, these days, at present. Yeah, they will help you to recognize present continuous. We may also use present continuous to describe some annoying or irritating repeated behavior. For example, you're always singing too loud while in the car. If the situation annoys or irritates you, you may use present continuous to emphasize that it is irritating. Щоб наголосити, що вас це too much irritate, yeah, you can use present continuous here. We may also use present continuous to talk about fixed arrangements for the future. For example, we are meeting at 5 p.m. at the Chinese restaurant. Actually, we'll have another webinar concerning future forms, and we will talk about this present continuous, but later. Today, let's focus on the use of present continuous in present. Okay, so let's check how you can recognize these rules. Let's look at these sentences and let's try to guess why we need to use present continuous in these sentences. So let's read the first one. TikTok is evolving and capturing the interest of both brands and celebrities. Okay, here we have present continuous, but why? Why do we need to use present continuous in this sentence? TikTok is evolving and capturing the interest of both brands and celebrities. Any guesses? That's right. Current changes. Great. Let's go to 2. I'm leaving at 3. I'm leaving at 3. Why do we need to use present continuous here? I'm leaving at 3. That's right. We need to use present continuous in this sentence because it is a fixed arrangement. Okay, let's go to number 3. She's constantly missing the train. Oh, she's constantly missing the train. And I think she is always late somewhere. So she's constantly missing the train. Okay, that's right. We need to use present continuous in this sentence because it describes an irritating repeated behavior. Great. And the last one, students are having online lessons these days. So it doesn't necessarily mean that they're having an online lesson right now, but they're having a lot of online lessons these days. Цими днями. Why do we need to use present continuous here? That's right, because it happens around the time when we speak. Great, so let's go next. So let's look how we form the present continuous. So as you may see, to form the present continuous, we need to use the present form of the verb to be and the ing form of the main verb. Okay, so let me give you an example. So for example, to form an affirmative sentence, you need to use am, is, and are, or are plus ing form of the verb. For example, I'm studying now. You are reading now. He is working now. To form a negative sentence, you just need to add not to the verb to be. I am not, he is not, or they are not. For example, I am not studying. They aren't reading now. It isn't working now. To form a question, you just need to change the word order and to put the present form of the verb to be in front of the subject. For example, am I studying now? Are we reading now? Is he working now? To form a specific question, you just need to add a question verb and repeat the structure of a general question. For example, what am I studying now? Or what are they reading now? What is he? Why is he working now? So try to memorize it. And here also, you need to be attentive to the spelling when you add the ing ending to the verb. So let's look. If a verb ends in ie, we need to change it in y and add ing ending. For example, lie will become, any guesses? You can put me the answer to the chat. Will become lion. So you see we need to change ie into y and then add the ing ending. Okay, let's go next. If a verb ends in e, we need to skip it and just add ing. For example, in verb like give. Give, how do we need to write given? Okay, given, how we write given. Okay. Yeah, we just skip the letter E and just add the ending ing. Okay, but if a verb ends in double E, like agree, and we need to add ing, what do we need to do? I see the right answers. That's right, we need to leave them and the word will be agreeing. Yeah, double E and then ing. Great. If a one-syllable verb ends in a one vowel plus one consonant, for example, shop. So we need to double the final consonant and add ing. So shop becomes shopping. Yeah, we need to double P. Great. If a two-syllable verb ends in consonant plus vowel plus letter L, we need to double letter L. For example, travel, traveling. Great, I see the right answers. If a two-syllable verb ends in a stressed syllable with a final consonant, like forget, yeah, we need to double the final consonant and add ing. Forget becomes forgetting. That's great. You can take a screenshot of these rules and don't forget about them while writing. Okay, let's go next. So let's look at this sentence. I am loving it. What tense is it? That is present continuous. And is this sentence correct or not? What do you think? Is it correct or not? I'm loving it. Present continuous. Waiting your answers to the chat. Not. Okay, but why? Why can't we say I'm loving it? Surely we should say I love it, not I'm loving it. But why? Because love is a state verb or a stative verb. So stative verbs describe states and are not used in the present continuous. They don't take the ing form, so be careful with them. Even if they refer to the things or states happening at the moment of speaking, they do not take the ing ending. For example, do you understand what she means? Even if you're talking about something that is happening right now, you don't need to add ing to understand, yeah? You need to use present simple. Or for example, I don't believe you. Even if it is happening right now, you can't use present continuous because believe is a state verb. Okay. Vice versa, we have dynamic verbs. These are verbs that describe activities and can be used in both tenses, the present simple and the present continuous tense. For example, I often watch TV, like to describe a habit. You may also use watch in present continuous to describe something that is happening right now. I'm watching a Western now, like at the moment of speaking. But some state verbs can be used both in the present simple and the present continuous tense, depending on what they refer to, what they mean. Деякі можуть використовуватися і в present simple, і в present continuous. Let's look at some examples. I think she's a very pretty girl. In this example, think means believe and refers to a state. So in this example, think is a state verb and it cannot be used in present continuous. But, for example, if think means consider and refers to an activity, then we may say, I'm thinking about my new job. So it all depends on the meaning that you need to convey. Все залежить від того, який вам меседж потрібно передати. I will show you the table with some stative verbs that are widely used, які найчастіше використовуються. So you may take a screenshot. So there are state verbs that describe feelings, thoughts or opinions, senses, possession, measure, cost, and others. So it's better to memorize them, запам'ятати їх. Yeah, and we will go next. Also, you need to be attentive, careful with the verb have. So the verb have can be used in the present simple and the present continuous. When it means to possess, it refers to a state and can only be used in the present simple. Yeah? For example, I have got a new car. In this sentence, to have means to possess, and it can't be used in the present continuous. Or she has two sisters. But when have is a part of collocation, like have a bath, have a party, have a good time, it can be used in both present simple and present continuous. For example, on Saturday, we usually have a picnic in the park. It's kind of routine because they do it every Saturday. But at the same time, we can use this collocation in present continuous. For example, I can't talk now. I'm at the park and we are having a picnic. In this sentence, the verb have together with the word picnic may mean the word like eat, have fun. So, and it may have like a continuous meaning. So we can use it in the present continuous. So let's practice a little bit, yes? So the task is very simple. You need to read the text and you need to complete the gaps with either present simple or present continuous. So let me give you 1 minute to look through the text and we will do it together. So look through the text and fill in the gaps. Okay, just look through to get the main idea. Okay, so let's go. So the text is about the description of two pictures. Yeah, somebody is comparing two pictures. So let's look at the first example. It is done for you. A middle-aged man is holding a little girl who not want to go in the water. So what do we need to use here? Present simple or present continuous? And I see correct answers. That's right. Doesn't want, because want is a state verb and we can only use it in present simple. Great. Let's go next. I guess she water, and that's why. So do we need to put present simple or present continuous? We need to use present simple. That's right, because again, it is a state verb and it can't be used in present continuous. And that's why she So what we have here, what do we need to put here in number 4? Surely we need to put is crying, because she's crying at this very moment, yeah? Cry is not a state verb, so we can use it in present continuous. 2 other boys. Okay. Number 5, 2 other boys. That's right, are building a sandcastle on the beach. We need to put present continuous because we are talking about something that is happening right now. Let's go next. I can see a teenage boy who, we need to put where into present simple or present continuous. So I can see a teenage boy who, red trunks. That's right, is wearing red trunks because it's happening at this very moment. She doesn't usually wear red trunks. Він не завжди їх носить, but now she's wearing red trunks. Great. And a swimming cap. The boy, I see the right answers, is playing with a dog. Again, we describe something that is happening right now. And they both very happy. So we need to put the verb seem into present simple or present continuous. Seem. That's right. We can't use it in present continuous again because it is a state verb. Okay. He, number 9. He is swimming, again, because we can see one man and he is doing now, he is swimming. And all the people in the 2 pictures are on holiday. We need to put think into present simple or present continuous. Okay, number 10. Think. That's right, because it is a state verb, and in this meaning, it means to believe or like some state meaning, yeah? And the last one, are on holiday and they a good time. So here, we know that the verb have can be used both in present simple and present continuous. So in this example, yes, that's right, we need to use it in the present continuous because this action is happening right now. Great job. Okay, let's go next. Let's look at these 2 pictures. So at the first picture, you can see Anna. She is very tired and exhausted. But why is she very exhausted and tired? Because she has been exercising for 2 hours. She has been going to the gym since spring. Yeah? But at the same time, Anna is very happy because she has lost 2 kilos since this month, and she has lost 6 kilos since spring. Okay, let's look at these 2 examples, and let's guess. In picture number 1, sentence number 1, what tense do we use? I want to see your answers. Anna has been exercising for 2 hours. She has been going to the gym since spring. So what tense is that? We have like some duration, some process. That's right, that's present perfect continuous because we have an activity, some process, some duration. And the second example, Anna has lost 2 kilos this month. She has lost 6 kilos since spring. We see the result. Anna is happy because she has some result. That's right, that's present perfect simple. Let's look at them precisely, more precisely. We use present perfect simple to talk about activities and events which happened no long ago and have results, consequences now. For example, I have passed my English exam, and that's why I'm very happy now. Yeah, it's like a completed action. She has passed it, and she is very happy now. Or we can use the present perfect simple to talk about activities which happened in the past, but we don't know or we are not interested in when exactly they happened. For example, she has been to Paris 3 times. Yeah, we are not interested when, but we are interested in result. Yeah, how many times? 3 times. We often use the present perfect simple with such words, with such time markers like ever, never, already, just, yet for negative sentences and questions, today, this month, this week, recently, since for a starting point in the past, for example, since 1994, and for over a period of time, for example, for 2 weeks. And we use present perfect continuous to talk about activities which started in the past and continue up to now. For example, we have been learning English for 3 years and we are still learning English, yes? We have some process, some activity. Or we may also use present perfect continuous to talk about activities from the recent past which have results, consequences in the present. For example, I feel exhausted. I have been working in the garden all day. That's why I'm so tired. We often use the present perfect continuous with since and for. And usually we answer the question, how long? Okay, so try to remember that. And let's look at how we form present perfect simple and present perfect continuous. So as you may see, to form the present perfect simple, we need to use the auxiliary verbs have or has and past participle. Or we need to use a regular verb with the ed ending. For example, I've eaten the whole steak. Or to form a negative, for example, they haven't noticed me. To put up a question, we need just to change the word order and put the auxiliary verb have or has in front of the subject. For example, has she called you yet? No, she hasn't. Okay, for present perfect continuous, we use almost the same formation, but we need to add been and ing ending. For example, we need to use have, has, then been, and then the main verb with the ing ending. Let's look at the example of affirmative sentence. I've been working all day. Yeah, we have the auxiliary verb have plus been plus working. Working, that is the main verb with the ing ending. To form a negative sentence, you just need to add not to the auxiliary verb have or has. For example, he hasn't been drinking since then. And to form up a question, you need to put the auxiliary verb have or has in front of the subject. For example, have you been running? Yes, I have. So you may look at these examples, try to memorize them. And as you may see, to form present perfect, we need to know the irregular verbs. Yeah, so you may use this table for the following tasks. We are going to do some tasks, so you may just follow this QR code and use these irregular verbs. So let's sum up. As you may see, some present perfect continuous and present perfect simple may seem similar to you. But how to distinguish them? What's the difference between them? So we use the present perfect continuous to focus on the activity itself, especially when answering the question how long. For example, yes, Maria has been cooking all day. How long has Maria been cooking? All day. While the present perfect simple we use to focus on the result of an activity, yeah, especially when answering the question how much or how many. So we are interested in the result. So let's look at the picture. Maria has cooked us a delicious dinner. Yes, we are not interested how long has she been cooking. She has been cooking, but we are interested in the result, what she has cooked for us. Yeah, and that is the main difference between present perfect continuous and present perfect simple. So to see the difference better, let's try to complete this activity. So you have some pairs of sentences and your task is to fill in the gaps with either present perfect continuous or present perfect simple. So let's look at the first pair of examples. Yeah, we have two sentences. You need to put the verb drive into the correct form. Let's look at the first one. He, since yesterday evening. And the second one, he, 500 kilometers so far. So what tense do we need to put in the first sentence? More answers? Okay, let's wait for more answers. So in the first sentence, we have since yesterday evening, and we are interested in the activity, in the duration. Yes, we want to emphasize that it was the process, it was a long process. So that's why we need to use present perfect continuous. And in the second example, in the second sentence, we need to use has driven because we have 500 kilometers. We have the result. Yeah, he has been driving like since yesterday, and he has driven 500 kilometers so far. Yeah. So you may see the difference. The first example is present perfect continuous, and the second example, that's present perfect simple. Let's go next. She, 200 pages of the book, and she, for 2 days. We need to put the verb read into present perfect simple or present perfect continuous. So think where we have the activity and in which sentence we have the result. Okay. Let's look at number 1. More examples. So in the first sentence, we have the result 200 pages of the book. That's why we need to use present perfect simple. She has read 200 pages of the book. And in the second example, we have the duration, the period. That's why we want to emphasize the activity itself. Yeah, that's why we need to use the present perfect continuous. She has been reading for 2 days. Okay, let's go to the last one. Okay, they for 20 minutes and they 2 goals. We need to put the verb play into the correct tense, present perfect simple or present perfect continuous. Okay, and I see the right answers. They have been playing for 20 minutes and they... Okay, what verb do we use with? Now here we don't have play, but they have scored 2 goals. Yeah? In the first example, we have present perfect continuous because we are interested in the activity of playing. And in the second example, we are interested in the result. Yeah? So the result is 2 goals. Great, that's present perfect simple. Okay, let me give you some more useful tips that may help you on your exam. So use both present perfect simple and present perfect continuous with verbs such as live, work, study, do. Only 4 verbs with little or no difference in meaning. Yeah? Немає ніякої різниці. For example, he's worked in this company for 5 years. He has worked in this company for 5 years. Or he has been working in this company for 5 years. Між ними немає ніякої різниці в значеннях. So with these four verbs, з цими 4 дієсловами, live, work, study, do, you may use both tenses with like no difference in meaning. Немає ніякої різниці. They can like substitute each other. Okay, let's go to the next tip. Before, let's look at this sentence. Is it correct or not? I have been knowing him all my life. I have been knowing him all my life. We have discussed with you the rule today, but let's try to recollect. Is this sentence correct or not? Okay, no. Okay, more answers. Maybe somebody thinks that that is correct. I have been knowing him all my life. Yes, that's right. It's not correct because with state verbs, we can only use the present perfect simple, because we use only simple tenses with state verbs, like present simple or present perfect simple. We don't use present continuous or present perfect continuous. For example, I have known him for 3 years, or my parents have always liked coffee. We cannot use state verbs with present continuous or present perfect continuous. And the last tip, let's look at the sentence. I have been cutting my finger. It hurts. So, is this sentence correct or not? Cut is not a state verb, but nevertheless, is this sentence correct or not? I have been cutting my finger. It hurts. Yes, no, yes, no. Surely it's not correct. Because with short action verbs, we can only use the present perfect simple. I have more examples here, very short actions like drop, break, switch, open, close, start. They cannot describe any duration, any activity, ніякого процесу, продовжуваного. That's why we can only use them in present perfect simple, not in present perfect continuous. So let me read these verbs again. Drop, break, switch, open, close, start, finish, arrive, leave, depart. Try to memorize them. They will help you on your exam. Okay, let's look at some exercise, at some task. So here, in each sentence, there is a mistake. And let's find this mistake. Let's look at sentence number 1 and let's correct it. Pete has been winning the chess championship 4 times. So what is the mistake here? Pete has been winning the chess championship 4 times. We have a kind of result, like 4 times. That's why we need to use 1. Peter has won the chess championship 4 times. That's great. Okay, if we have result, we use present perfect simple. Let's look at the next one. I haven't visited my grandmother since a long time. So what is the mistake here? I haven't visited my grandmother since a long time. We have a kind of result here. There is no activity. If you not visit, there is no activity, yeah? So the mistake might be, yeah, that's right, I see the right answer, for a long time. Remember, we use since when we have the exact point in the past, like childhood, 1994, last week, or whatever. And we use for when it is followed by a period, like a long time. Let's look to sentence number 3. My brother always liked strawberry ice cream. We have always that can help us. So, my brother liked it in the past and he likes it now. And he has always liked strawberry ice cream. We need to use present perfect simple here, yeah? We can't use present perfect continuous because like is a state verb. Okay, let's go next. Number 4. Dave and Caroline are married for 5 years. So we have for 5 years. Yeah, we have some period. So And we need to use have been married. Present perfect simple. Okay. That's great. Let's go next. How many times have you been running in a marathon? So how many? What tense do we use when the question is how many? When we are interested in result. In the result. So we surely need to use present perfect simple. How many times have you run in a marathon? Yeah. If we have how many, we use present perfect simple. Number 6, she has had these skis for last summer. She has had these skis for last summer. So that is present perfect simple, but where is the mistake? Since, that's right, since last winter. Since last winter. Okay, and the last one, how long are you sitting here? So remember, if the question is how long, and the action started in the past, and it still continues up to now, we need to use what? We need to use present perfect continuous. How long have you been sitting here? Great. Let's do some more practice. Oh, and it's more challenging than the previous one. So you have a text and your task is the same, to fill in the gaps. So look through the text first, and we will start doing it. So you need to fill in the gaps by choosing the correct option. Yeah, the options might be tricky, трошки заплутані, and we need to choose the best one that suits the context and the grammar structures. Нам потрібно вибрати, яка підходить граматично та по смисловому значенню. Okay. Let's go to the first one. I of cycling around Europe since my teenage years. We have Darren's dream, have dreamt, have been dreaming, am dreaming. So the correct answer is C. I've been dreaming. Yeah, because we want to show that the duration, the activity, he started dreaming in the past some years ago and he is still dreaming. That's like we need to emphasize the activity, the duration, that it was long. Yeah. So I'm really excited that at the moment. If we have at the moment, then we need to use what? Like at this very moment, what tense do we need to use? Okay, I see the right answers. Yes, I'm finally doing it now. If we're talking about something that is happening right now, at this very moment, we need to use present continuous. Great, let's go next. It's not the first time I abroad. We have going, goes, am going, have gone. Okay, going and goes, probably they don't suit the grammar structure, не підходять нам взагалі граматично ніяк. We have only two variants, am going and have gone. So he is or she is already on the holiday, yeah? Він вже якби поїхав на відпочинок, він вже подорожує. That's why I'm going does not suit the sense. I'm going, тобто я збираюсь, поїду за кордон, нам не підходить по значенню. That's why we need to use I've gone. I've gone abroad. Okay, let's go to number 4 and 5. And here we can see the clear difference between present perfect simple and present perfect continuous. Okay, I for about 2 weeks. Here we have a duration, that's why we have A. I have been traveling. Because we have the activity, the duration, the process, yeah? And I, 3 countries already. We have the result. Тут нам чітко видно результат. That's why we need to use present perfect simple. I have visited 3 countries already. Да? В цьому прикладі дуже гарно видно різницю між present perfect simple і present perfect continuous. Okay, let's go to number 6. People are very helpful and many of them often to host me for free. So if something happens often, like regularly, always, usually, we need to use what tense? Number 6. We are doing number 6. Look, they usually do it. That's right, D. They often offer to host me for free. Вони часто пропонують мені, переночувати безкоштовно. Let's go next. I experience of being hosted by locals before. So, we have the result. В нього вже є такий досвід. Немає ніякої дії. So, that's why we need to use present perfect simple. I have had experience of being hosted by locals before. Тут нам чітко видно результат. В нього вже є досвід. Okay, let's go to number 8. And I don't really like people who are about small inconveniences. Давайте згадаємо. It's like irritating. It annoys him a lot or her a lot. Це дуже так не подобається нашому автору. I don't really like people who. It's irritating. It's annoying. To show annoying, like meaning, we need to use present continuous, and that is D. Who are always complaining about small inconveniences. So try to remember, if you need to show an annoying, irritating behavior, you need to use present continuous. Okay, let's go to number 9. That when you travel, we have variants I haven't thought, I have been always thinking, I think, I'm thinking. Let's try to remember that think is a state verb. And here in this meaning, it is used in the meaning of believe. Вірити, Тобто воно тут використовується в значенні я вірю, я впевнений. And in this meaning, to think is a state verb. That's why we need C. I think that when you travel, accommodation is mostly needed to spend a night. Okay, and let's go to the last one. If you really to have some adventures, let's look at the variants. Have wanted, want, wanted, wanted. We know that want is a state verb. Yeah? Okay, I'm waiting for the right answer. So want is a state verb. So we cannot say wanting. Wanted does not suit the context. Have wanted to. So we have want or wanting. And knowing that want is a state verb, we need be. Really want to have some adventures. So I do hope it helped you somehow. Сподіваюсь, що вам ця вправа допомогла побачити різницю між present continuous and present simple і present perfect simple і present perfect continuous. So, if you have any questions, you can put me in the chat. I can clean the answers. You can take a screenshot and do this activity again. Можете потім зробити знову цю вправу. And now let's go next. We have some time left, and let's go to listening, yeah? So let me recollect that in the listening section, you will have 3 tasks. 2 out of them will be multiple choice tasks, and one will be true or false. Today we are going to look at some tips for how to do true or false tasks. So let's look at them. So, useful tips, how to do this type of tasks. First, you need to read the questions and predict the content of the recording and find some keywords. Що нам тут кажуть? Прочитайте питання і спробуйте здогадатися, про що буде запис, і підкреслити ключові слова у відповідях. Before you listen, до того, як слухати, вам зазвичай дають час, щоб ви могли проглянути відповіді. В цей час потрібно прочитати їх уважно і зрозуміти, спробувати здогадатись, про що буде аудіозапис, і підкреслити головні слова у ваших відповідях, тобто, що вам потрібно слухати. Next. You need to listen to the information in the recording. Don't rely on your own knowledge. So, what it says. Про що нам це говорить? Потрібно слухати інформацію в записі. Те, що у вас в записі є. Не зважайте на свої знання. Тобто, якщо вам навіть речення здається правдивим, з вашого досвіду, все інше, в записі воно може бути неправдивим. Тобто, вам потрібно слухати інформацію саме та, яка дається в записі. Don't rely on your own knowledge, yeah? Okay, number 3. Pay attention to vocabulary paraphrases. It's clear. And pay attention to grammar paraphrases. Ми пам'ятаємо, що точної відповіді ми можемо не почути, а ми можемо почути synonyms, antonyms or paraphrases. Синоніми, антоніми або перефразовані фрази та граматичні конструкції. So let's try to practice. So I will give you 1 minute to look through the answers and predict the content of the recording. And you may also underline some keywords. Да? От я вам зараз даю час, спробуйте проглянути відповіді і здогадайтеся, про що буде аудіозапис, і спробуйте так само підкреслити, виокремити для себе ключові слова, щоб вам було простіше слухати. So, let's listen, yeah? Давайте слухати.
Cat cafes have been appearing around Asia since 1998. But they didn't arrive in the USA until last year when Cat Town Cafe started a tradition in California. Today I'm going to talk to Miranda, a restaurant owner who is planning to open the Cat's Meow in a few months. Miranda, can you tell us what your restaurant can offer its customers?
The Asian Cat Cafe model offers kitty company at an hourly fee for people who live in small flats that don't allow pets. Our model includes an adoption element, meaning the cats at cat cafes are not only nice to be around and play with, they could be yours.
Where will it be located?
We hope to get a space near the city center. Now we're in the process of organizing a group of investors for the project, and we're starting an online campaign to raise $30,000.
It sounds really interesting, but it's a public eating place. So will the customers be served any meals? Will they be eating with lots of cats around?
According to local health code, the cat cafe must be divided into 2 rooms. In one room, there will be 10 to 15 cats for customers to hug tenderly and play with. Of course, there will be lots of cat toys provided. The other room will be the cafe. Customers are free to move from one room to the other, but will pay a small entry fee for the cat area.
Have you thought about prospective partners yet?
Certainly. We are ready to start communications with potential coffee shop partners and rescue centers whose efforts we can support. The coffee shop partners will be popularized in the cafe as Coffee by Mr. Green, for example, and the rescue centers we would partner with would deal with the adoption process and veterinary services for the cats.
You'll be doing a great thing finding homes for cats and bringing happiness to their new owners. Good luck to you and your business.
Thanks.
So let's try to put the right answers. So the first one, the American Cat Cafe model is different from the Asian one. Is it true or false? Have you heard any information about that in the recording? Is it true or false? Okay, so that is true. Yeah, that's right, because the speaker said that it includes an adoption element, yeah? And we may say that an adoption element is something different from the Asian model of cafes, yeah? Let's go to number 2. Visitors must bring their own toys if they want to play with the cats. True or false? Number 2. I see the right answer. That's false, because the speaker mentioned there will be lots of cat toys provided. So we see that the speaker paraphrased somehow the sentence, yeah? But anyway, we can assume that that is false. Okay, let's go to number 9. Miranda has raised enough money to start her business. Okay, that's false, because the speaker mentions that she is organizing investors and starting online campaigns to raise. So she doesn't have money yet, yeah? She is raising money. She is going to raise. She is going to organize investors. So that is false. Number 10, the cats are free to move all around the cafe. True or false? I see the right answers. That's false, because the speaker mentions that there are 2 rooms in the cafe and cats are only in one room, yeah? So if you want to play with the cats, you need to go to the another room, not in the cafe. Okay, as again, we see that it was paraphrased, but anyway, it was clear that that is false. And the last one, Miranda hopes to find people to cooperate with. Hopes, yeah? She hopes. And that is true. That's right. The speaker mentioned that Miranda is ready to start communications. So if she is ready to start communications, it means she hopes to find someone to start communication with, yeah? So as we may see that it's possible to predict the content of the recording. Yeah, it's possible to underline some keywords like cat, cafe, toys, money, to raise, yeah, in order to listen to some specific information. So great. So as usual, I have some questions to you to sum up our today's webinar. So let's look at question number 1. Do we use present simple to talk about timetables? Yes or no? Do we use present simple to talk about timetables? Yes or no? Okay. Yeah, that's right. We can use present simple to talk about timetables and schedules, even if we want to convey some future meanings, like the train arrives in 15 minutes. Let's go to the next question. Is the phrase "I'm loving it" grammatically correct? Is the phrase "I'm loving it" grammatically correct? Okay, I want to see your answers. Come on. No, it's not correct. And we already know that to love is a state verb and it cannot be used in continuous, yeah? Nor in present continuous, nor in present perfect continuous. Yeah, neither in present continuous nor in present perfect continuous. Great, let's go next. Can present perfect simple and present perfect continuous convey the same meaning? Чи можемо ми для деяких слів використовувати і той час однаково, conveying the same meaning? Yes. We know for words, yeah, for example, teach, do, work, live, we can use both in the present perfect simple and in the present perfect continuous without no difference in meaning. Question number 4. Is present perfect simple focused on the result? Number 4. Yes, you are right. I see correct answers. Yes, the present perfect simple is focused on the result and answers the question how many, how much, while the present perfect continuous is focused on the activity, on the process, and answers the question how long. And the last question, do you need to rely on your own knowledge in listening tasks? Surely no. Yes, you should listen to the information in the recording. If the statement even seems correct to you according to your experience and knowledge, it doesn't necessarily mean that it is correct according to the recording. So the answer is no. So guys, thank you so much for your time. If you have any questions, you may put me to the chat your questions. Let me remind you again about the chats for the participants of the webinars. Join, participate. Okay, and thank you so much. If you have any questions, I'm still here. If no questions, then thank you a lot. We will meet again next Thursday. And we will talk about writing, so I'll be waiting for you. Thank you so much. Thank you for your time. Goodbye.